The sun had barely risen when the killing began. By sunset, 70,000 people were dead, all because one emperor believed his enemies were everywhere. But the terrifying question is, why did he order it? And how did an entire empire watch it happen? In the year 1590, the city of Kyoto trembled beneath the rule of a man whose power seemed limitless. His name was Toyotomi Hideyoshi, a man who rose from peasant origins to become the most powerful ruler in Japan. But one day, his fear turned into something far darker. A single order, a single command, and by nightfall, 70,000 people would be dead. This was not a battle. This was not a war. This was a purge, and it became one of the most chilling moments in imperial history. But the real question is, what drove an emperor to massacre tens of thousands in a single day? Toyotomi Hideyoshi was not born into power. He was born poor, a farmer's son in a country dominated by ruthless warlords known as daimyo. But Hideyoshi possessed something far more dangerous than noble blood: ambition. Through cunning, strategy, and ruthless alliances, he rose through the ranks of warlord Oda Nobunaga. And after Nobunaga's death, Hideyoshi seized the moment. One by one, rival warlords fell, cities surrendered, armies bent the knee. By the late 1500s, Hideyoshi had achieved what no ruler had managed in centuries. He unified Japan. But power does something strange to men who fought their way to the top, because the same instincts that helped them survive often become the very things that destroy them. Hideyoshi began to see threats everywhere: rebellions, conspiracies, traitors hidden among the people. And one group in particular began to terrify him: Christians. Christian missionaries had arrived in Japan decades earlier. Portuguese traders brought with them a new religion. At first, many rulers tolerated it. Some even welcomed it. But Hideyoshi saw something different. He saw foreign influence. He saw loyalty shifting away from the emperor and toward a distant faith, and to a ruler obsessed with control that was unacceptable. So Hideyoshi issued a warning. Missionaries were ordered to leave. Churches were watched. Believers were questioned. But the religion continued to spread, quietly, secretly, across villages and cities. And that's when Hideyoshi made a decision that would terrify an entire nation. He would make an example. But the punishment he chose would shock even his own generals, because Hideyoshi was about to turn a single day into one of the most brutal displays of power the empire had ever seen. In 1597, the emperor ordered the arrest of Christian missionaries and believers. Men, women, even children. They were dragged from homes, from churches, from streets. 26 prisoners were selected. They were forced to march 600 miles across Japan. Their ears were cut off. Their suffering was meant to be public. Villagers watched as they were paraded through towns, a warning to anyone who believed. But this execution was only the beginning, because Hideyoshi had something far worse planned. The public crucifixion of the 26 martyrs of Nagasaki was meant to spread fear. But instead, it created something the emperor never expected: defiance. In 1597, the emperor ordered the arrest of Christian missionaries and believers. Men, women, even children. They were dragged from homes, from churches, from streets. 26 prisoners were selected. They were forced to march 600 miles across Japan. Their ears were cut off. Their suffering was meant to be public. Villagers watched as they were paraded through towns, a warning to anyone who believed. But this execution was only the beginning, Because Hideyoshi had something far worse planned. The public crucifixion of the 26 martyrs of Nagasaki was meant to spread fear. But instead, it created something the emperor never expected. Defiance. Hideyoshi died only a few years later, but the system he created remained. His successor, the Tokugawa shogunate, pushed the persecution even further. Christianity was banned completely. Believers were hunted. Some were forced to step on sacred images of Christ to prove their loyalty to the state. Others were tortured or executed, and the religion disappeared from public life for over 250 years. Yet somehow, it survived. Hidden communities secretly preserved their faith across generations. Whispered prayers, secret symbols, underground traditions, waiting for the day Japan would reopen to the world. History often remembers emperors as builders, leaders who unite nations, architects of powerful empires, and Toyotomi Hideyoshi certainly was one of them. But his legacy carries a darker shadow, because the same ruler who unified a nation also unleashed one of the most terrifying purges in its history. A single day, tens of thousands of lives, all erased by the command of one man. And it leaves us with a haunting question. When absolute power belongs to one ruler, how long before fear turns into violence? Because history has shown us something again and again. Empires are not only built with ambition, sometimes they are built with blood.